everybody in the world.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
It's an outro year, and we're back again with our predict show. And so far since I've done this new little series, I don't think I've got a prediction right.
You suck!
If I have got a prediction right, please tweet me or even comment me down below. But anyway, we're going to kick it off with the biggest game of this weekend by a stretch. It is Manchester City versus Liverpool. Two teams that are first and second in the league, both on 19 points. Only goal difference is separating them. And definitely these two teams so far have been class above the rest in, Chelsea may some say that, but so far these two teams have been class above the rest in the Premier League. And it's a big game, both juggernauts who are fighting for the title, both pretty much a lot of people at the start of the season predicted these two to be fighting for the title this season, and this is the game that we all want to watch. But we're going to start with Liverpool, who so far had a rocky patch, you could say. Right now, they played PSG and won. Then they played Chelsea and obviously, got beat. And then they played Chelsea again, which was last week, and they drew. And also, then they played Napoli in the Champions League, and let's just say they got beat thanks to Renzo Insigne. Really good time, sweaty goal. But you could say that's the only stumble block, but they've had tough fixtures and they play City now. So as for Man City, they've had a iffy week, you could say. After they drew against Wolves, then you could say they get back into form. Then they got beaten Lyon in the Champions League, and then they nearly got beat by Hoffenheim, who scored the quickest goal in the Champions League so far after 44 seconds. But I thought David Silva was masterful. He scored the winning goal for Man City against Hoffenheim. There's going to be goals in this match, there's no question about. Both teams have firepower beyond belief. But I think Liverpool have decided to allow take advantage after beating Man City 3 times last season. The only team to beat Manchester City 3 times last season.
Mine.
And they beat them in the Premier League and they knocked them out in the Champions League quite convincingly. And I think they will beat Man City 3-2. It's going to be a cracking game, and I think the informed man right now for Liverpool in Daniel Sturridge will get off the bench and score the winning goal. Now I'm going to put bet on that. Okay. Now we're heading to La Liga in Spain. I'm going to talk about Valencia versus Barcelona. Definitely you could say there's not really a lot of big games La Liga in this weekend, but this you could say is. Valencia finished 4th last season. They played Manchester in Champions League. They probably say they've already got a point, even though they should have won the game for Valencia. I thought they had a better side. Man United, we get onto later on the show, they are a bloody mess right now. As for Barcelona, Lionel Messi definitely was the reason why they beat Tottenham. Phenomenal 2 fucking goals, and also pretty much he could have a hat-trick in the game if he didn't hit the post at the same post twice, even though Lloris is an all-man's land in that game. So they're iffy on form, you could say, in La Liga after not winning the game in 3, but they went to Spurs in the Champions League. That's a big win for them, and hopefully have a kickstart, get more momentum going for Barcelona from now to get fixtures. Because you expect them to win back, you expect them to win the La Liga again, but maybe they concentrate on the Champions League more than La Liga, which is, you could say, I can see that because Barcelona want to win the Champions League once in 2015. They've won La Liga 7 in the last 10 years, so I can see why they're not 100% focused on La Liga instead of the Champions League. Valencia, I think this is going to be an interesting game. I'm still trying to think, are they trying to get the best out of it? Where's Gamero, Rodrigo, Javi Pereiro, even Koulibaly? You're trying to get Bashir, trying to get all these players in the team. I still think they're still trying to know what their best first 11 is, Valencia. So I think they have a better squad this season, have last season, but they're just trying to figure all the pieces together. And I don't think they'll win this game. I think they'll lose this game. I think Messi and co will just have enough in the end to beat Valencia 2-1 at the Mestalla. Now we're heading to France, where definitely the big game in France this weekend in Ligue 1 is PSG versus Lyon. Yeah, PSG have had the best start to the season that they've probably had since, well, they won the league last season with a great start. So I think they're pretty much going to wipe the floor with the league again, PSG, because they're head and shoulders every single team in the league. Now, a lot of people saying, you guys say in the comments, why did I talk about PSG? What do you want me to say? Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani, Di Maria, Draxler, many other players. They hadn't showed everybody else in this league. But the reason why I'm talking about this game is because Neymar scored an absolutely phenomenal hat-trick in the Champions League. 2 very good free kicks and a very good individual goal from Mbappe's really nice pass. They won the game 6-1, and there's a lot of sort of PSG. Can this team work as a team to win the Champions League? Remains to be seen, to be honest. I still think yes, on his day, Neymar for me is unstoppable. But Verratti is a massive player for this team. He does pull the strings together in midfield. And I think Marquinhos' defensive midfield against Liverpool, you can really see he was totally exposed because he's a centre back playing there and he isn't. Verratti, I thought he was excellent against Red Star Belgrade, which pretty much Red Star Belgrade are not even a good side. How they got Champions League? I'll never know. But comfortable for PSG. As for Lyon, they've had an okay start to the season. They beat Man City, which is definitely their big win of the season so far. They've had an okay start in Liga, and they beat obviously fresh Marseille comfortably, to be honest. And they played against Shakhtar Donetsk, 2-0 down that game, but Dembele scored a really good header and also a really good goal from one of the fullbacks. But they could have won it, to be honest. Dembele had some big chances to win that game, so they could have had 6 points already instead of 4 points in the Champions League. So the Champions League so far it's okay, but the league they'll be a little bit disappointed. I don't think they'll win this game against PSG. I think Lyon, I think PSG's got too much firepower, but I do think it'll be a very entertaining game. 4-2. They're headed back to the Premier League in England, and we're talking about two clubs that have had the worst starts of all the teams in Europe, Manchester United and Newcastle United. Two teams that have literally couldn't have had the worst starts imaginable. We'll get on to Newcastle later. Manchester United, it was really speculation. If Mourinho loses this game, he's sacked. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. You lose to Newcastle, mate. I don't get me wrong, I support Newcastle, but if you lose to Newcastle, then I'd be shocked at the Mourinho style manager. They were quite convincingly beaten last time out in the Premier League, and to be perfectly honest, I watched the game against Valencia. They were so pedestrian, no players balling forward. Apart from Marcus Rashford, the players were ordinary. Lukaku was awful. Alexis Sanchez, I don't even know what the hell Alexis Sanchez we're seeing, because it's definitely the same player that was Arsenal. But as for Newcastle, I don't know what's going on with my club, man. I mean, talk about my head being a mess. My club's even worse than a mess. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where we're going in terms of a club, because right now we're sort of a sinking ship that's just waiting to be sunk, to be honest. And I only see when I come to Newcastle, I think Rafa's doing the best he can with, I don't know, the worst one of players I've ever seen play for Newcastle United. And I've had enough. I don't really want to talk about this game, but because there's only 2 good games to talk about in the Premier League weekend, I have to. So, tough being a Newcastle fan. Anyway, I think this game will be a 1-1 draw. It's not going to be a great game. It's going to be one of the worst Premier League games you've ever watched. The only reason I'm talking about this game, don't fucking watch it. Don't watch this game. Go shopping with your wives or girlfriends or whatever. This game is not even worth watching. 2 teams that play boring, bland football. 2 teams that don't have a good sort of mentality. They're all over the place, and it's going to be a long season for these 2 teams. And Mourinho loses this match, he's out the door. If Newcastle loses this game, I really do feel like it's going to be a tormented season. Anyway, let's brighten up, shall we? We're now heading to Italy in Serie A. I'm going to talk about probably the best game, which is Lazio versus Fiorentina. Fiorentina have had an excellent start to the season, even though you only just beat the teams that's in front of you. As for Lazio, again, can this team get Champions League football? I don't think they can, because last weekend in the Rome derby they were convincingly beaten. They were convincingly beaten against Napoli. They were convincingly beaten against AC Milan. They can't beat the teams that they should beat to get Champions League football. Fiorentina, they don't think they're getting Champions League football. I think them and Lazio should be fighting for the best of the rest, 5th or 6th this season. And I don't think Fiorentina have the best firepower. I think Lazio do. But I do think Lazio would just edge this game for a 2-1 win, and Immobile might just get the winner. I'm heading back to La Liga, and we're talking about Deportivo Alaves versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid have had an interesting couple of weeks, shall we say. Lost in the Champions League to CSKA Moscow, or sorry, I should say CSKA Moscow, thanks to Toni Kroos, who actually thought that he must have thought he was a CSKA player, sorry, a CSKA player, and he actually passed the ball to the player, and then the rest of history, the CSKA Moscow player just tapped in the net. I know Martino Diaz really came on and looked lively. Sergio Ramos didn't play in this game because he was injured, and many other players bailed and play. You can totally see they totally lack a leader when Sergio Ramos is not playing yet. I'm not a fan of Sergio Ramos, but you totally see he's a massive leader in that team when he's not playing. Another really good form at the minute. That's for Deportivo. They're flying. They're only 1 point up the top, and they're on a really good run of form. They've definitely had, this has been the best start of the season. Last season, I think in the bottom 3. Now they're sort of picked point. They've got some really good players. The recruitment has been very good this season. I just think, this could be a typical banana skin for Real Madrid, but I just feel that Real Madrid's quality, I think they'll get Ramos back, I think Bale will be back, and it looks like he's now starting to look the player that Real Madrid actually signed. Benzema is also the best start he's had so far this season, and I said to you, there's too much firepower for Diaz, for Alves, and I think they will win this game 2-0, the final score. We're heading to Bundesliga, into Germany, man. It's Bayern Munich versus Gladbach. Well, this is an interesting to say. Bayern Munich are struggling in the Bundesliga. There's something I never thought I'd say. They haven't won a game in 3 now after drawing in the Bundesliga, lost to Hertha in the Bundesliga last Friday, and couldn't beat Ajax, who drew 1-1 against them. And Ajax, for me, with a better team. Manuel Neuer made 2 outstanding saves, especially the free kick was sensational. That hit the bar, but if he didn't save that, Ajax would have nicked that and won the game 2-1, even though Ajax had many more chances to win the game. So Bayern are not really the Bayern of old. I think Robin and Ribery, for me, I think Robin is now being taken off all the time. Doesn't really play over 90 minutes now. I know you could say his age, but I keep saying I think Bayern Munich didn't strengthen their squad. And you can see what happens when you don't. Kingsley Coman, who's a big player for them, he's out for the majority of the season with his injury, which he got at Hoffenheim. You can totally see a massive presence in that team. You can also see they sold Douglas Costa. I don't know why they sold him 2 seasons ago. Roger Sanchez, we'll see if he can do it for Bayern, but it's up in the air with him. So I don't really know what Bayern want this season. It's just going to be winning our Bundesliga and get quarter-finals for the Champions League. I don't feel, and I do think they're Bundesliga title this year because Bayern's team, they didn't strengthen their team, and I think that's a big stumbling block. As for Gladbach, they've had a really good start to season. They're in the top 4 now. They strengthened their team. They brought in a really good goal scorer, Pella, from Nice. They've also kept Torgan Hazard. It looks like I'm not saying that he's like the Eden Hazard, but he's a really decent player, and it looks like he's starting to get into the age of a player that you really want to see. They've got some more really good players in that team as well, Gladbach this season. I don't even think they're, for me, definitely can break in the Champions League places. They've got the firepower. Do they have the defensive nous? We'll wait to see on that. But I think they will do really well. They have a really good record against Bayern Munich. They always play them, always win, always draw against them. And I think this will be another 2 points drop for Bayern Munich. I think Gladbach will get a draw in this game at the Allianz Stadium. A 2-2 draw. And the last game to talk about is Napoli versus Sassuolo. 2 teams that have had an excellent, iffy starts to the season. Sassuolo have had a fantastic start to their season. Yes, they know they lost last weekend, but they've heard from they're really unlucky to lose, to be honest. As for Napoli, they got beat by Juventus at the weekend, even though they were leading that game thanks to Spurs' goal. In the Champions League, got a really big confidence win. And I said in the Football Impact last week that Napoli will have a good Champions League run this year and not a Scudetto run, because for me, I think Carlo Ancelotti is one of the best coaches in the world at getting teams to do well in the Champions League. He's done it at Real Madrid, he's done it at AC Milan twice. He can definitely, I'm not saying Napoli can win the Champions League, but they can definitely maybe do like a Roma last season and get to the semi-finals, or maybe get to the quarters, because they have a really good solid team. They got Milik and Mertens. Where they fit them in the team we've seen, but I really think they have really good firepower. They kept Insigne. They've also have really good players off the bench as well. I know they sold Jorginho, but they also brought in some really good midfield players as well. So they're a really good, solid team, to be honest, Napoli. And I think they will beat Sassuolo quite convincingly, 3-1. And I think right now, where there's Mertens and Milik playing this team, wait and see. I played both of them, and I think both of them will score in this game. So guys, that's the end of the prediction for this episode. Put in the comments down below your predictions for this weekend, and also don't forget to subscribe, and also make sure to love and caress that fucking notification bell, because you need to. You really need. Please like, subscribe, the natural is out.